Hello, welcome back to our channel on One Stop Academy. It's Alison. Today's tutorial is a continuation of our previous tutorial. You could check our channel on YouTube for our previous tutorial on using Microsoft Word. The last tutorial we discussed the basic screen layout of the application. We looked at the different parts of the document window and we explained some functionalities. Today we're going to go a step further to do some basic editing, like opening up documents and saving documents and stuff like that. So like I explained previously, using applications like this require lots and lots of practice, because there's a whole lot that applications like this offer to users. So a single video definitely cannot capture all its capabilities. So that's why we're doing the tutorials in bits. Okay, so we are starting with working with documents, and working with documents includes creating new documents, opening up already existing documents, saving, closing up a document and stuff. Yep, so if you need to create a new document, there are several ways to do that. You could use using the tabs on the ribbon, or you could use a shortcut. The application allows the use of shortcuts, extended use. You have shortcuts for many things on the application. So you could use the tabs on the ribbon or the shortcuts, and we're going to illustrate the both methods. So to open or to create a new file or a new document in a Word application, go to the File tab on the ribbon. Remember the parts of the ribbon here. So go to the File tab, click on File, and then on the File, the menus on the File, you click on New. And now the new menu has brought out options that we could choose from. So you could choose the kind of document you want to open. Do you want a blank document? Do you want a format that looks like a letter, or do you want to write a resume, for instance? These are called templates. They have already pre-programmed formatting and a page layout, so to suit what you want the documents to be. So if it's a letter, it has already arranged the document format to look like a letter. That's what templates do actually. They're already pre-programmed or pre-designed documents, which make using the application easier. But most times it's a blank document, because it gives you the freedom to do the formatting the way you want to do it, and you can always change the formatting. That's one way. So if you click on blank document, a blank document is opened. Voila. Another way, like I said, could use shortcuts. Shortcuts to open a new document is a Control N. So you hold down the Control button on your keyboard and press the N. Automatically it has created a new document. If you look at the title bar top here, you will see that it has given it a default name, Document 4. Because we haven't saved it, remember, we haven't saved it, so it's giving it a default name, Document 4. And the previous document that we opened before then was Document 3, and there's also Document 1. So until you give the document a name of your choice, it still bears the default name, which is Document 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. Yep, so that's about opening or creating a new document. Now, supposing you've already created the document, you've done your typing and formatting, and you want to open it up to make some changes probably, or to print it, or to proofread it. It's another method altogether. So you as usual, you could use the tab on the ribbon, or you could use the shortcut. So if you want to use the tab on the ribbon, it's still the file tab. You click on the file tab and then you click on open, because you want to open in an already existing document. Click on open. Now it has on the open menu, there's options for where you would like to open your document from. If your document was saved on your OneDrive, you click on OneDrive and then continue the process. If your documents were saved in your computer, you click and then locate your document. Or documents was saved in the computer, but then you could also, if you recently used the document, it's likely to appear under the recent document, so it saves you the stress of going through the different locations to find your document. So we could still use the long process. So click on computer and then click on browse, and then documents, there is a list of documents here depending on the location. You could always change your locations using the side menus here. Let's say we want to select or want to open up the document, the history of scheduling right there. So click on it and then it's open. This is a document which was created. And then if you look at the title bar, can you see it doesn't bear the default name document 1 or document 2. It bears the history of scheduling, which is the title of that already existing document. Yep. And then the second method, the short way, just hold down Control and then O. So Control N is for new documents, Control O is for already existing document. But then for the Control O, it will still bring out the list of documents that and locations that you would search. Okay, so we've seen how to create a new document, and we've also seen how to open an already existing document. So let's just close up this document on the history of scheduling, and let's work with document 1. This is a blank document. We've not done any typing, we've not done any formatting on it. It's a blank, brand new document. So let's say we want to make some changes to this blank document. We want to put some content in it and then later on save it. So what do? Let's use the command for generating random texts in Microsoft Word. So equal to rand brackets, and in the brackets you indicate the number of rows and columns you want your random text to have. So let's just say we want 5 and 3, and then click enter. Voila. This is a random text generated by the application. So now we have something in the document. You want to save the document. There are 2 kinds of saving. You could save the document as you could save it as a Word document. You could choose the format. You could leave it as a Word document or a template or a PDF document, and then save as, you could now choose a name for it. But then if you use the command save, it's just going to record your changes in memory. You get the difference. Save as, you could change the format of the document and you could give it a new name, and use save as for a brand new document like this when you're saving for the first time. Yeah, exactly. That's a good distinction. When you're saving for the first time, you use save as. Or when you're saving subsequently, making changes to or your already saved documents, you use the save command. So let's see. This is a new document, remember, and we want to save for the first time. We want to change the name from document 1 to something else. Let's say, what's it talking about? Let's say videos and themes. So we could use the tabs and shortcuts as usual. So to use the tabs, still go through the file tab. under the File tab, locate Save As. Now Save As brings out the locations where you would like to save your document. You would like it to be in the computer, which is already selected, and then so on this interface you could now type in the name of your choice under File Name. So we want it to be Videos and Themes. Yep, Videos and Themes. And we still want it to be a Word document. So you can see the other types, document types that we have, you could change, but we still want it to be a Word document, so we leave it as Word document and click on Save. Good. So look at the title bar, it doesn't bear document 1 any longer, it bears Videos and Themes. That's the effect. Let's remove the word matching. Let's say we don't want matching there anymore. Delete by using your keyboard buttons and the backspace buttons. Yep, so we've removed matching. Now to register that process in memory, you now use the save option, and now there are different ways to save. The shortest way to save is using the shortcuts, the keyboard shortcuts, holding down Ctrl and S. I mean, who wants to suffer? You could just go through the shortcut. It saves time and energy and resources, other resources. Apart from using the shortcuts, you could look at the quick access toolbar. There is a button for save there. Click on save, you've also saved. Also, if you go through the File tab, under File, Recent Save, it does the same thing. So using the shortcut is the easiest anyway. Yep, so that's about it for saving a document. If you're done with the document and you want to close the document to work with another document, and you don't want it to just be lying around in the background, because many documents can be opened at the same time, but it makes your interface sort of untidy. Well, some people prefer to clear out when you're done with the document, unless you're working with the document simultaneously. So if you're working with the documents at the same time, all together, you could leave them open. But if not, to close the document, you go to the File tab. Under the File tab, click on Close. Done. That document is gone. You could just use the Close button over here at the top. It does the same thing. Yeah, so that's it for closing our document. Now let's do some formatting, let's do some editing. Yep, so let's open up our document. That's document on scheduling. Remember how to open it? Let's use the shortcut Ctrl O. Ctrl O, history of scheduling, open. Yep, we have our existing document titled the history of scheduling. Well, I want to use this document to illustrate how to select text within a document and how to insert text, and that's how to type in text. So to type text or insert text, all you have to do is just start typing. It's not nothing to write home about, just type. So let's see how to insert text in a document. Okay, so let's say the cursor is here. Let's say we want to insert another sentence at the end of the first paragraph. So this is the first paragraph, everything right here, and we want to insert a sentence at the end. That's immediately after cite. So you remember the cursor was here. So to type, all you need to do is using your mouse, just move to where you want to type and then click, right? So you can see that the cursor is now blinking where we want to start typing. That's one way of moving it. Another way is using the arrow keys on the keyboard, but then this is not so efficient when you are trying to go somewhere far. Like if you're trying to move from the beginning of a document to the end of a document, it's going to take so much time using the mouse to move down, 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 Then when you get here, you now start moving right till you get to where you are. So it's simply just move it from here to here, clicking anyone. So it depends on the length of what you're working with. Okay, let's add something at the end of this first paragraph. Let's say this is not a serious sentence. Done. We've added another group of words, another sentence to that paragraph. That's one way. Okay, so let's say we want to move from the beginning of this line. You see the end of the line right here. So we want to move from the beginning of a line to the end of a line. We use the end button on the keyboard, or the end command. So just simply locate the end command on your keyboard and then click on it. If you were looking at the mouse, you can see that the mouse has the cursor has moved from the beginning of the line to the end of the line just by clicking the end button on the keyboard. If you want to reverse the deed, simply locate the home button on the keyboard. Mine is right here, then click. It has moved to the beginning of the line, so that makes it easier for you. Instead of using your mouse to move left, or right, you just use the home or the end, depending on what the part of the document you're going to. Also, if you are at the beginning of this document right here and you want to move all the way to the end, hold down your control and then end. It has taken us to the end of the document. Control and end. If you want to reverse the deed and go back to the beginning of the document, hold down the control and the home. So you see, if it's inline movement, you use just the home and end. But if it's the whole document going to the beginning and the end, you use the control and home or control and the end. Okay, so let's move to selecting text. Synonymously, you could use highlighting text, but the most accurate term to use is selecting text. So to change any properties or any attributes of text in a document, it must be selected first. When you select, it does a little highlighting. It does a sort of highlighting over your selected text. That's why you use highlighting in place of selecting sometimes. So if I use highlighting, just know I'm talking about selecting, but the most accurate term to use is selecting, like I said. So whatever editing you want to do over text in documents, be it just one word or a group of words or the whole document, you have to select first. So let's say we want to select the first paragraph of this document. That's like 6 lines. One way to do it is to hold down the shift key on the keyboard. Remember, your cursor has to be at the beginning of your selection. So you hold down the shift key of your keyboard and then you use the arrow buttons on your keyboard. So either you use the one going right or use the one going down, 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 down. You see, it has done a selection, holding the shift and the arrow buttons. That has done a selection. Another way is to drag the mouse over the selection. By dragging the mouse, let's say you want to select the whole 6 lines. So just all you need to do is to double click and drag. If you want to select just a word, now not a group of words, just a word, just locate the word. Let's say we want to select history, the second word here. All you need to do is double click within the word. So once you select it, do it again. Once you just click twice within the word. That's for selecting a word. Or you could just drag as usual. Click and no, that's not it. Click and drag. Then if you want to select a whole paragraph, if you don't want to use the shift and the arrow keys, And if you don't want to use the mouse dragging method, you could click 3 times within the paragraph, thrice. So 1, 2, 3. Has selected the whole paragraph. Yeah, interesting. So selecting the entire document is also possible. All you need to do is using the shortcut or the long way. The shortcut is holding down Ctrl and A. If you notice, it has selected the whole document, everything in the documents. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is going through the ribbon. So on the ribbon, locate select. That's of course under the home tab. So locate select and then click on select all. It does the same thing. Okay, so we've already illustrated how to add additional text to any part of the document by simply moving your cursor. It's like using your legs. So for using the word application, your cursor is like your legs. If you want to move from here to here, you have to move your legs to that place. So your mouse and your cursor are your legs. That's how we added this sentence at the end of the first paragraph. Now let's illustrate some key actions. Copy, paste, cut. So let's say we want to repeat this sentence. This is not a serious sentence, this particular one. This one, the one I'm selecting right now. Let's say we want to repeat it at the end of every paragraph. First of all, as usual, you select, you make your selection. And there are different ways to copy. And then copy is a different thing from cut. So copy is to create a duplicate of the selected text, creating a duplicate. But to cut, no duplicate is created. You're simply moving. So a synonym for cut would be moving. You're simply moving your text from its original location to another location. You can also copy and cut and paste from one document to another document, not just inside a particular, not just within a document. You could do copy, paste, and cut within different documents, or while using different documents. You can copy from one document and paste it in another document here. So we've selected the sentence of our choice which we would like to copy, and then there are many ways to do it. As usual, you could right click on your selection, and then when you right click on select your selection, a mini toolbar has appeared. This right here is a mini toolbar. So do you want to copy? Do you want to cut? You select it right here. So want to copy, click on copy. Now locate where you'd like to paste it. Pasting means you're keeping it there, you want it to appear there. So at the end of the second paragraph, click and then right click again, then choose select, paste. You can see it has appeared there again. Moving further to the last paragraph, click on it, and let's use another method. Now we've used the right clicking and using the mini toolbar. Another way to paste is using the keyboard shortcut, which is Ctrl V. So that's it for copy. So note that the keyboard shortcut for copy is Ctrl C. Hold down the Ctrl and C. That's for copy. Now let's say you want to cut. Let's say you want to make the first paragraph of this document to become the last paragraph. As usual, you make your selection. So let's select by dragging. Selected. We could use right clicking on it, using a mini toolbar, or using a shortcut. Let's use a shortcut for a change. So hold down the Ctrl and X. So the shortcut for cutting is Ctrl X. And locate where you would like it to appear here. Click on it, and then let's use the shortcuts for pasting, Ctrl and V. Voila, it has appeared at the end of the document. So you see the difference between copying and cutting. Copying creates a duplicate, while cutting moves selected text to another location. But that brings us to the end of this part of the tutorial. In our next tutorial, still on using Microsoft Word, we're going to be doing some styling formatting, like changing the fonts and changing the case and adding some color and adding some objects to our document. It will be a more interesting tutorial. If you've gained in any way from our videos, please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more videos. So keep in touch.